Lesson 80, Transformations. This is a different video, so you're going to see a lot of different drawings on graph paper and stuff, but as you see, I have two figures here, and they are actually congruent. They don't look like they're congruent. Congruent means the same size and the same shape, but as you see, if I was to put them on top of one another, you know, they're exactly the same size. Whoops, same size. Okay, and what I did here was I did a few little movements that have names for them. That's what we're going to learn today. So I took this blue one and I did a flip. Okay, so I flipped it over, and then I did a turn of 90 degrees. And as you see, they it looks a little bit differently, but these are two congruent triangles, and they move by a flip and then a turn. So as you see in your book on page 538, these flips and their slides and turns, these are called transformations, and they have special names. A flip is actually called a reflection. A slide is a translation, and so let me show you those. Okay, so this would be a flip. Okay, a slide would be, it's just moving. Okay, it could be moving that way, it could be moving that way, but anyway, it's moving. Okay, and actually, let me put it back to here. This would be a flip, and then a slide would be taking the very same shape, and then it's going to slide into a different place. Okay, and that would be a slide. And then a turn would be exactly what that is. So a turn can be one way. Okay, it could be more than that. It could be 90 degrees. It could be 180 degrees. So a turn could be just it's a turn along. The one point has to be the same. Okay, that would be a turn, a rotation. So the first thing that I want us to look at is a reflection. What you should have is you should have your graph paper in front of you. You should have some sort of ruler or straight edge to help you with your points. So we have this triangle here, A, B, C, and notice the points. We have A, we're going over in the negative territory, -3, going over -3, but up 5, that's A. B is going over -3 and up 2. C is going over -5 and up 2. So if we wanted to do a reflection on the y-axis, this is the y-axis, that means that we would flip it over, and it would be over on this side in this quadrant 1. So remember, this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4 of our coordinate graph. So if we wanted to flip this, okay, along this, or do a reflection, we would have the points would have to be exactly equal. So we'll go ahead and do A first, which would be going over 3 and up 5. That would be, actually, we're going to call that new point A prime, where we put like this little kind of a dash. It's not a 1. I made it more of a 1, but it's just a little dash there. And then this point right here means that it's kind of, it's referencing that B point, but we're going to call that B prime. And this point over here would be over 5 and up 2. That would be C prime. And then I'd connect the dots with my graph, or excuse me, with my ruler on a graph. In this triangle here, notice that it's a mirror image. It has reflected along the y-axis. Well, let's go ahead and take this figure and let's reflect it along the x-axis. Here's the x-axis. Let's do the same thing. So here we go. It's going to be the same points as a reflection. We're going to do A first. We're going to go over 3 and down 5. We'll do B next, over 3, down 2. And then C, we're going to go over 5 and down 2. And these points right here, we did A first, it's going to be called A double prime. So we do like 2 little slashes. This point right here is a reflection of B prime, so that's going to be B double prime. And this is a reflection of C prime. This point right here, it's going to be C double prime. Again, we use our ruler and we connect our lines, so we make everything look nice and neat. And this would show you two different reflections from the original triangle A, B, and C. This is a reflection along the y-axis, and this triangle right here is a reflection of the x-axis. Our new type of move is translation, or a slide. We're going to take this figure here and we're going to actually move it 6 units to the right and 2 units down. So you take each point and we move it 6 units right and 2 down, and if we've counted right, then we should get this exact figure, but in a slide. So we're going to count from here and we're going to do 6 units to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was the point J. So we're going to call this J prime, just like we did on our other one, on our reflection in the last one. We're going to take point M, and we're going to go, oops, I'm so sorry. That's incorrect. That should not be there because I forgot I went 6 units right, but I forgot to go 2 down. So that is actually where J prime is. I'm going to take my trusty white out. I'm going to white this out so you don't see it. Love white out. Cover up all mistakes. Okay. I think it was good for you to see that, so you know that sometimes I make mistakes too, but you already know that. All right, here we go for M. So here we're going to move it 6 units to the right, but 2 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't forget to do that, the y-axis. Here, and I almost did it again. And then 2 down. 1, 2. So this is M prime. Then we have point K here. We're going to go 6 units to the right and 2 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 down, 1, 2. That second move of down is hard for me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me go ahead and do that one. Sorry, that's K prime. Then now the L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 down. 1, 2. And that's point L prime. And then we take our ruler, and again we do our nice straight lines, make our nice straight lines with it. I am going to be moving my graphing paper around so I can draw nice lines. And that is how you make a slide or a translation. Is you count and you make sure you do the moves that they tell you to do, okay, like in this one. And so these should be the same thing, same figure. And there you go. That's a translation. Okay, our last thing that we're going to be talking about today is rotation or turn. And we showed a little bit of that at the very beginning. But now we have this triangle here, P, Q, and R, where P is 3, 4, going over 3, up 4. Q is over 3, up 1. And R is 1, 1, up 1, over 1. Over 1, up 1. And we want to turn it, and it asks for us in example 3, it says to turn this counterclockwise of a rotation at 90 degrees. Remember, this direction is clockwise, this direction is counterclockwise. So our little trick is to take a transparency, and I've already drawn this, and mark your origin. Okay, and your points, as we had before, it was P, Q, R. Now I did P prime, Q prime, and R prime, because I'm going to turn this now. I'm going to turn, and I want to line up that square thing right here. And now what we've done is we've rotated it, we've rotated this, we've turned it to 90 degrees, and now our new points of P are -4, up 3. New point of Q, Q prime, is -1, up 3, -1, 3. And R prime is -1, 1, +1. So these are our new points for this figure, rotating 90 degrees across the y-axis. So that's a little trick, going from here and then turning it, rotating it to right there. And all I did was I just took a little transparency sheet to do that. At this time, we're going to do lesson practice. So if you'll pause the video, do your lesson practice problems, and then check how I showed how to do the problems and in the graphing. So here's the first one. Here is B, and it asks you to draw this rectangle, and it gives you the points. Right there in the book, it says W is 4, 3, X is 4, 1, Y is 1, 1, and Z is 1, 3. And then it says to draw the rectangle in its image, W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime after a 90-degree clockwise rotation about the origin. Remember, the other one was a counterclockwise. This one is a clockwise. So again, we take a transparency. That's an easy way of doing it. And it's a little rough, but you know, I just do it on the transparency. I did an X at the origin, just so that it would be easier when I rotate it. I'm going to rotate it instead of counterclockwise. I'm going to do it clockwise. Turn it this way, so that when I line up my X here, I've got my points. So my new points are W prime is at 3, negative 4. Excuse me, 3, negative 4, you can read that, 3, negative 4, that's W prime. We have X prime, and that is at 1, negative 4. Y prime is at 1, negative 1, going down, and Z prime is 3, negative 1. So those are your new points for problem B. For this next problem, this is C. They've asked us to draw J, K, and L, and then they asked for us to do an image after reflection in the y-axis. Remember, this is the y-axis. Reflection means it's a flip. So we're going to take all these points and we're just going to flip them. So J was 1, negative 1, so this one's going to be negative 1, 1. K was positive 3, negative 2, so this is going to be a negative 3, negative 2. And let me go ahead and label those. This is going to be J prime, this is going to be K prime, and then L is going to be over 1 down, down negative 3. So this is going to be over negative 1 down negative 3. It's a little deceiving because the numbers are on that side, but that is L. And again, we'll use our straight edge and connect the points. And what we've done here again is a reflection across the y-axis. This is the y-axis, and notice it's a reflection image. It's like a mirror, and that's what that's supposed to be, a reflection. All right, this last problem, D, it's actually a translate. They asked us to draw P, Q, R, S, and so I've done it here. They've given the points, and they asked for us to translate this 6 units to the right and 3 down. And so remember, after you count out the 6, make sure you go 3 down. Don't do what I did the last time, remember? So here we go for P. We're going to start right here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right, and then 3 down. 1, 2, 3. So here is P, actually P prime, okay? And then we have Q. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3 down. So it's Q prime. R is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3 down. So that's R prime. And then S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 3, 1, 2, 3, and that lands on the x-axis as well, S prime. And then we connect the dots. So fun. So that wasn't too bad, was it? All right. So we connect the dots, and as you see, we have a nice little slide here. I know it's tempting to do it freehand, but it's always nice when you use a ruler. Makes it nice and neat. And so that is a translate. We slid this down. Okay, remember a translate is like a slide. We slid that down. 6 units to the right, 3 units down. So that's problem D. Hopefully you did really well on your lesson practice. And now you get to do the mixed practice, evens again. So hope all is well. Have a great day. Bye.